Hola, mi clase. I'm here today to talk to you guys about the present perfect tense. This is a verb tense that exists in language. Let's jump right in. So the present perfect tense is a verb tense that is used to describe actions that started in the past and continue into the present. Recent past actions or past events with a present result. Okay? It can describe any or all of these situations. So, we form the present perfect tense using a couple of different verbs together. We start by using an auxiliary, or that's a fancy way of saying a helping verb, and that verb is haber, which means to have, but do not get it confused with tener. It has a different function. And when we conjugate the verb haber in the present tense, it's translating into English as either have or has. Okay? So that's one part of our verb phrase for present perfect tense. The other part of this tense is called the past participle. And the past participle is a type of verb that is used, and when it's translated into English, it's typically, not always, ending with either en or ed, not to be confused with preterite tense. Okay, we know our preterite tense wording is similar to ed, like jumped, walked, talked. This is different. So, let's give you guys some context here to work with. So, ejemplos en inglés, let's write down a few examples in English. Let's write down this one. I have traveled to Spain before. Let's do one that ends in en. Let's do she has eaten at that restaurant. And let's do they have played soccer for 5 years. Okay? So we can see these two parts of the verb tense, and I'm going to jump down and then I'm going to jump back up. So this verb tense is made up of two parts. Okay? Have traveled, has eaten, have played. All right? Have or has, and then that's past participle ending in en or ed. So we looked at a few examples in English. Let's see how it starts coming together in Spanish. We know that the verb haber, which means to have, again, we know this is not like our verb tener, conjugated in the present tense, and it is irregular. So let's fill in our verb chart for that, our conjugation chart. So our yo form is a, spelled H-E, pronounced a. Our to form is as, H-A-S. Again, it's pronounced as as. Our H's are all silent. Our el, ella, usted form is a, spelled H-A. Our nosotros form is pronounced hemos, H-E-M-O-S. Again, it's pronounced as hemos. Our vosotros form is pronounced as habéis, spelled H-A-B-E with an accent, I-S, habéis. And then our ellas, ellos, ustedes form is pronounced as han, spelled H-A-N. So when we conjugate this part accordingly, we're taking care of the have or has part of this verb phrase. And the second part of this verb phrase that exists is that past participle. This part is pretty easy to form unless the verb is irregular, which we'll look at later on. But if the verb is regular, if that past participle verb is regular, it's pretty simple to form. If the verb ends in an AR, we simply drop off the AR ending and we add ado. And again, this is for that second verb, that past participle. So this would be for our verbs like traveled, eaten, played. If our verb ends in ER or IR, we drop off the ER or IR and we add ido, I-D-O. Okay? So let's take a look now in Spanish at how it's looking once we put all the pieces together. So let's do I have danced. So we know in Espanol, yo is how we say I. Okay? Let's take care of the have, which is going to be this verb haber. And in the yo form, that conjugation is a. Okay? And so we're halfway there. Now we have to think about the verb to dance. And in Espanol se dice bailar. We know bailar is an AR ending verb. But in this case, for that past participle, to get that ED when we're using it in this tense, we're going to drop off the AR of bailar. And we would have bail left over. And we would add ado to the end of that verb, which is the participle, the past participle. I have danced. Let's look at they have eaten. In Espanol, ellos is how we say they. Let's take care of that auxiliary or helping verb haber. And in the ellos form, we know it's han. And then we have to think about our verb in Espanol, to eat, which is comer. It's an ER ending verb, but we drop off that ER. We keep the stem, and to form that participle of eaten, we're going to add an IDO. Ellos han comido. They have eaten. So at this point, we're going to pause here, and you guys are going to complete a practice with the present perfect tense. Okay? Muchas gracias. Adiós.